What's up, everybody? My name is Daniel Martin, and welcome once again to CEO Waters. It's an amazing time right here because I have two amazing CEOs, young guys who are doing well at their different field, and they will be introducing themselves very soon. Before they introduce themselves, please, guys, click on the subscription button, drop a comment, share your ideas, share your thoughts on the topic we are going to be treating today. So, before we talk about the topic, let's introduce ourselves. I'm starting with my left here.
Hello, everybody. I'm giving praise at time. I am many things to many people on different occasions, but for today, like you said, I'm CEO. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so I have another amazing CEO right here at the studio, and he's going to be introducing himself. Watch out.
Hello everyone, my name is Simon. I'm a business person. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Today we are going to be treating an amazing topic, something that will interest you watching right now. We're talking about how they went from being students to becoming entrepreneurs on their own. You understand? I know a lot of us struggle with starting a brand. A lot of us struggle with going into knowing what field we should go into and all of that. And so these are some of the things they will be sharing with you about how they started, how they are going, and where they are going to. So firstly, I will be starting with my very first question. I would like to find out, like, maybe for this for you, how you discovered yourself, because I know you are into a lot of things. I know even at some point I realized you're even into agriculture. So I just want to find out, like, how you started, like how you discovered yourself and said, okay, these are the things I want for myself. So can you tell me that?
Okay. The things that I do now are things that I have always done right from childhood. So I think discovering myself I just lived in the discovery of myself. So what I do now is just doing it from a place of deciding to make what I am, or make who I am become official, like a business. I've always been a singer, I've always been a dancer. I have always loved the idea of business. I've always loved to be industrious. I remember when I was 12, I used to sell Zobo in school.
Are you for real?
Yes, I used to go for jam lessons and sell popcorn. So the whole idea of entrepreneurship was just the thing I grew up with, and my parents encouraged me to, start your idea and put it out there. So I won't say that it was a thing that I just woke up one morning and I had a light bulb moment and say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. No, it's just something that I grew up with, and I really decided to say, you know what, I can earn from this thing, and that's exactly what I do.
Let me just say this before you say something. Sometimes it is hunger that push us to go into what we are doing in our different fields. Sometimes you might end up not even doing what you love. You just want to do it because you don't want to be hungry. You understand? So I don't know what pushed you into starting up something for yourself. I would like to share.
Like you said, hunger. What I'm doing currently is not what I initially started. I've done a whole lot of things, and those other stores were motivated by hunger. So I did not even have passion in that. I did not even do my lunch check or other stuff. I just hopped into it because I saw people doing it, and then it didn't work out. Like, I had to focus on what I had passion for. So currently what I do, I do so many things, but I have passion for it. I'm a professional photographer, and what I mainly do is I make portraits and also make customized gift items. Those are what I basically do now. But I think I started with selling oil perfume. I just saw people selling it. It was just a trend then.
Yeah.
I just jumped into it.
I did something like that.
And then I think I started doing cleaning services or something like that. Those ones were motivated by hunger, like you said. Yeah, but I later found what I have passion, which is photography.
Okay. majority of Nigerian students struggle with self-discovery. I don't know if you agree with me, but I feel like majority of Nigerian students struggle with self-discovery. And this is one thing that I would like you guys to like throw light on. Do you understand? Like, if I want to start something, because sometimes, just like you said, hunger is one of the first thing. Another thing is passion. Passion is another thing that can push you into wanting to go into something. So a lot of people feel like they are multi-talented, or feel like they have a lot in their head. Do you understand? Some people want to go into agri, some people want to go into music, some people want to go into different fields. So how do you think I can discover that thing, that particular thing that would start paying me? Do you understand? Like, how do I discover the thing that if I start with this, it will start bringing income? Do you understand my question? Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Is this, I have to ask this,
Okay.
is this about the income, or it is about the self-discovery?
About the self-discovery. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not the income yet, but discovering what you should actually do.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because so many things comes along the line. Like, probably you are doing something very well. Maybe I'm a good graphic designer. Someone will now come and tell you, no, do forex. Before you know it, film. Another person will be like, no, do tech. No. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
how do I stay focused and like, do you understand, as a struggling student, how do I stay focused and discover that this is the thing I need to do?
Because self-discovery is what matters. It is what matters, and it will pay you. According to the law of eventuality, self-discovery will pay you. As long as you can stay on it for a long time, it will pay you. So whenever I speak to, I like to call them my students. Whenever I speak to them, especially on the topic of self-discovery, I have them answer in 3 or 4 questions. Number 1, what can you do if you're woken up from sleep like you just happened? For me, it's singing. Even in my voice, wow, I love wake up and I'll
And you
sing.
vibe.
I love vibe, right?
Yeah.
Then, what annoys you or frustrates you? 3, what's the thing that you think you can do better, right, than what is already being done? And then 4, what problems do you want to solve? Because see, business, it is the opportunity to solve problems.
Yeah.
And as long as you can keep solving problems, you're going to keep making money. So the income is never really the issue. It is how willing you are to solve problems and how obsessed you are about that thing. I am obsessed with what I do. I'm not even passionate about it. I am obsessed. I am obsessed with entertainment in every form, in every art, in every way. So there is no taking it away from me. And then the other thing I would love to say about that is, there are many things, but there is the one thing. I stumbled on a book. I didn't stumble actually. It's not, I won't really stumble. So, like you said, I'm multi-talented and a lot of creatives are. And with that comes confusion.
Exactly.
Yes. And one day my manager, my managing partner, he sent me a book, The One Thing by Mangatsu. Then I started reading this book. As I started reading it, I was very annoyed because, contrary to everything that I have known over the years, that book just slashed everything, just destroyed it. So there's everything, there's so many things, but there's the one thing. When you're able to figure out, when you strip everything down, what is left is what is important. When you strip everything, all the excesses, all the things that you think you cannot do without, when you strip them down to the essentials, you find out that what is left is what is important, and it is what is left that you should do, right? So if they take you to prison, you're locked up, and there's only one thing you can do in prison. For me, it's to sing, and that is how I know that that is the essential thing for me. So imprison yourself. You have the freedom as a student to do many things, But I say that freedom is the opportunity to choose what enslaves you. So imprison yourself and strip everything around you, all the confusion. Don't jump ship. Just strip it all down to the essentials. And then when you get to that one thing, you see that thing that remains, that one thing that you cannot do without, that one thing you cannot live without. That's the thing.
Okay, let me ask you this, Simon. Like, not even some, majority of Nigerian students will always tell you that I don't have the time to start up a brand. Do you understand? That's one of the excuses a lot of Nigerian students use. Do you get it? So, was it like that for you back then in school? Was it like that for you? Because I know from what you said, you started your brand from like being a student. So was it like that for you? Did you have to choose school and your passion, or you're able to start up regardless?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to say that not having time is not a advantage. Not having business as a student. In fact, that's when you have all the time. That's when you have the audience. That's when you have almost everything as a business person.
Yeah.
So saying that you don't have time to start a business because of maybe your studies is not a valid point. When I was in school, there were a lot of my colleagues. I don't know whether I should say this because I don't know whether I will see. Yeah, but those ones, like, they are very, like, they let people too much. Like, they don't do any other thing apart from reading. Maybe, I guess, maybe they have parents or sponsors everywhere. But me, actually, I have parents. My both parents were like, students. And then I had all the support and everything. But I still had something that was pushing me. Simon, you can't just be like that. You can't just be like that. You have to get something doing. And so I just had to, like, start up. So back to your question. Being a student, you have all the time. Yes, you have all the time. You can't tell me that you don't have time to start up a business. Business is not what you do 24 hours. Business that you can start up as a student, it's flexible all the time. Thank you.
Okay. So let me still start this question with you. Okay. In starting up the challenge, like you said earlier, before you finally settled for what you're settling for now, you faced a lot of challenges. I myself, like, I've done a lot. People don't really know. I've done a lot. Do you understand? So what were those challenges? What are those challenges that you faced before you start up your business?
First of all, the challenges I had. I'm a very shy person. That was the first challenge that I had to overcome. I had to fight timidity.
Yeah.
I had to fight it. First of all, I was the person, like, I don't like talking to people.
Sorry to cut you on that timidity aspect. I feel like timidity is not even just you like being shy to talk. It's sometimes there's this thing telling you you are not good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that happens to other people. Is there this thing telling you are not good, you cannot do it? Maybe you want to post something that maybe, like me, I'm into the entertainment, I act and all of that. Sometimes I want to post a clip of me on stage. Back then, I'll be like, no, it's not good. Do you understand? But sometimes I will not go and see something worse than what I did. Do you understand? So timidity is one thing, and thank you for pointing out that. I just had to, like, cut and see that. So you can continue.
Okay, so the first challenge I had to overcome was timidity. And then when I eventually started, I mean, the current business I'm doing, I did not have a single client forever I moved. I kept on posting, kept on talking about it till I eventually got one client. And after that, it was like 2 weeks later. And then, but right now, back to back,
it's almost like every day.
Yeah. So, first off, like in the beginning, you will not be seeing the turnover, you will not be seeing the sales, but you just have to keep
starting
consistent.
And same thing with you, the same question. Like, I'm sure you experienced some little challenges starting, like as I said initially. there would have been people who would have come to tell you that what you did to no nonsense. Do you understand? If someone has told me something like that before, like this thing, sharp, sharp, and you be like, sometimes I spend my time that sometimes we creatives, I know how sometimes we have to rehearse. Do you understand? Stand in the mirror, am I good, am I good, am I good? So there must have been challenges, that's it. And I know you started earlier, so what are those challenges?
Well, you think I started early. I think I didn't even start at all while I was in school.
Okay.
So these were my challenges. Some of them still are. Okay. Back in school, I rather experimented than actually started.
As a profession.
Yes, as a profession. And that was me playing it safe. So I'll tell many young people, if you are afraid of starting while in school, experiment. Because school is, like he said, is the one place you are allowed to make mistakes, right? And nobody will judge you for it because you're still learning, right? But at least start the experiment. For me, I experimented. My second challenge was I wanted to do everything. See, you can have it all, but you can't have it all at once, right? So you have to start somewhere and build on it. So that was my second challenge. My third is I was very, very afraid. What will people say?
Exactly.
What will people say? And the thing is, people were always talking. I remember when I started doing makeup during the 2020 COVID-19 thing, I took a course on Coursera. I was almost through with that course. And then, I started doing special effects makeup and stuff like that. Just learning it for the fun of it. And then I posted it in my class group. And my guys came and like, what's in this? And somebody came to my DM and just, if the person watches, the person will. But the person came and just out of, advising me. And
we have a lot of advisors.
And it broke me. It broke me and then I stopped. Don't stop. Don't make that mistake. Don't stop. I think that was the fourth thing. Well, number next. Contrary to what other people experience in their growth journey as business persons, where there's this voice that tells you are not enough, can't do it. I hear those voices, right? But it's quite easy for me to ignore those voices. See the voices I cannot ignore, the ones that grew with me from childhood. You do too much. So they do notice me. You want everybody to see you. Must you do everything? So all of that tamed me. It plucked my wings. It tamed me. And now that I am into quite a number of businesses, and I run them as if they're a cult because I don't want to talk. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, doing too much.
You're doing too much. Today you are doing entertainment. Tomorrow you have a poultry farm. Why do you have a poultry farm? See, not taking the risk is risky. Take the risk, right? Take that risk. Whether you feel like you're not doing enough or you feel like you're doing too much, take that risk because you will not know where you're going to learn your lessons from, and you will not even know where you're going to get your blessings from. So that's where my challenge is. Am I fixing them? Oh yes. Yeah.
I feel like one very, very major challenge a lot of people face or feel is a problem is capital. Like so many people will be like, to start this thing,
You need money.
you need money. Do you understand? I know that capital is essential, but I feel like you can still start without even capital. Do you understand? There are still businesses you can start without capital. I don't know if you mentioned it, but I feel like I'll mention it if you guys don't mention it. But I want you guys to answer it. What are the ways? How can I start a business as a student who is maybe surviving on 20k pocket money.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. 20K as student. You dey born.
So how do I start my business or start? How do I even discover myself without capital? Is it possible?
Okay, all the businesses I've done, I'm not sure the capital like this is 15,000. The why behind that what I was doing, like I'm buying wholesale and then sell it for sale. So capital was not even a problem. But I did not like the oil people. I now stopped it. Now entered in selling dropshipping doing and shops. And those ones too do not really require capital. You get orders, then you pay the supplier, and then you bring it. So that one does not even require capital. Even the photography that I'm into, although the capital you need for photography to get the case and everything is basically so much, but you can actually do photography without much capital. Yes.
Thank you. Would you like to say something about that?
Capital.
Is it important? Is it a necessity to start up something?
You want to build a factory? No, actually. So there are businesses that you need capital to start.
Yeah.
But there's a principle that my father taught me when I think I was in SS2 then. He said, write out all the things that you know how to do. And then look for the one thing that is available to do. Once you find that thing, in fact, the reason that thing is available to do is because money is not holding you to do that. Every other thing that seems out of reach is because the primary thing you're looking for is money. And I tell this to people, you are the capital you need. You are the capital you need. Is it photography? Before you go for the gadgets or the things that you actually need to go and take the shots, you yourself, you are the working photographer. I don't know how to explain it fast. You are the working photographer because the knowledge. Okay, what if you have the capital, you get all the gears you need to get, and you don't know how to shoot?
Exactly. I'm sorry to cut you. I know some guys, especially your colleagues, they started with nothing.
I know those guys. With absolutely nothing.
I mean, but today they are in Lagos, they are doing very well.
Very well.
Very, very well. Do you understand? Like when you see their Instagram, you know that these guys are doing.
They are working.
Do you understand? They started, some of them, like it's the way I am. A lot of times people work with me, so some of them work with me free of charge. Do you understand? This is one thing a lot of us don't want to do. We don't want to work for free.
Yeah, I think people are using it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to work for free. But working for free is where you learn. I don't know if I'm saying the right thing.
Yeah,
working for free is where you learn. Do you get it? Because that is where you'll be mentored. For instance, like I want to learn how to sing. Singing is different from singing professionally. Do you understand? Okay, I want to learn how to sing, and I come and meet you. Be like, baby, please, I want to sing. How can you help me? Do you understand? It may look like, at first, you would want to be bossy to me, like, I don't have time. But if I'm consistent, that, okay, don't worry, anytime I'll come around. Do you understand? Make time for me. Are you getting my point? You would one day want to, like, this girl or this guy, come on, let me tell you how to do it or how to make it as a professional singer. So I feel like if we are open to
learning, to volunteering,
exactly, that's the word. If we are open to that, a lot of us will begin to like discover ourselves. Especially if you have a good mentor. Do you understand? And that leads me to my question on mentorship.
Sorry, before you say the next question about mentorship, I just want to tell people that the value that you are cultivating in yourself has been cultivated in another person. Somebody has put in the working hours. Somebody has done the reps. Somebody has given his time, his money, because deep like the scripture says. I think I've said.
Yeah.
So deep, like the scripture says, called to deep. When you find somebody with as much depth as you are looking for, there is no need to be proud, to not submit. How did I learn to bake and do shawarma and pizza? I used to fetch water for the woman that owned the catering school. I used to go there. I didn't have anything that I was doing at home, right? So I would go there and I would sweep her class. I would go across the street and fetch water and come back. I would, Living Praise, carry this for me. I would run and carry. Most of the people that were my friends then, they looked at me and were like, Living Praise, be careful. This woman is using you anyhow. Yes, they were saying that. And I did not, it didn't click that she was using me because I didn't feel used. You know, they'll be using you when you start feeling used. I didn't feel used. So, what people were paying 25,000 hours of 7 years ago, which is a lot of money, 7-8 years ago, I did not pay a dime
to learn.
But I entered every cooking class. I ate every food. I did everything. I stayed back. I washed every plate. If tomorrow I decide that I want to start a catering business, the universe will answer to me. Right? So sometimes you may not have the money that you're looking for to go and get the mentorship and all of that. Just submit. It will feel hard for a little while. Just submit.
My question I wanted to ask was how you discover a mentor. How do you pick a mentor? Because just like I said earlier, sometimes we feel like, oh, okay, Living Place, I want to work with Living Place. Then after a while you be like, no.
I don't say
let me move to this person. Do you understand? And before you know it, the connection between myself, if I'm taking Living Place as my mentor, for instance, do you get? Then I now discover you. I'm like, no, Living Place is not. Let me move to you. That connection is going to definitely break. Do you understand? Because I feel like mentorship is you trying to take someone to climb the ladder of success. Do you understand? And so, if I'm not ready to stay in one place, do you understand? How will I climb? Do you get? So, how do one discover a mentor that you should follow duly that can help you get to success?
Okay. First of all, if you're looking for a mentor should be someone that the current position that you like place is currently is where you're aspiring to be. Yes. That meets your standards and everything you want to be is what it is. So that's the kind of mentor you should look for. Yeah. So most times getting a mentor is always quite hard because everybody is busy and everybody's going about their business. But there's how to get a mentor. Like somebody's your mentor, but the person doesn't actually know that he's your mentor.
Yeah. Just like what she said.
Yeah. Somebody can actually be your mentor, but the person doesn't know that he's mentoring you. That's like, how do I put this?
One of the ways to go about it.
Yes. Then there's another, like there's a physical mentor, like somebody that knows that is mentoring actually, and somebody you can run to for advice and everything. That's also another way of getting mentor. But my own line of business, photography, and we don't really have a mentor and we announce. We just look at people's work and be like, I want my own to be like this. And so most times if you go to them and say, what's your secret?
They might not tell you.
They might know what to tell you.
But you know why I feel like they will not tell you? Because they don't really know you. Do you understand? If you had served that person, do you get?
Except you go for a paid class, something like that. You want to ask them, how do you do it?
Yeah, that's usually how it starts.
Yeah, they'll ask for a paid class. And I think even with that, you can even get the person to be your mentor. You have the money to pay for the course. Yes,
so how did you learn?
Me? Okay. First off, I started photography before I started uni. I I worked with somebody around 2018, like full time, like I was learning. But the person was just focusing on videography, which I did not really interest me. I was an expert. But while I was in uni, I was.
So when you started before you entered the university,
I did not monetize.
You didn't monetize it, but the person you were working with, did you pay him? You paid to learn the.
I paid to learn.
Okay.
But the person did not start to teach me what I wanted.
Oh, okay.
The person was focusing on videography, while I was interested in photography. But I just had to hang on.
Okay.
Because I already paid them. Then immediately I signed out. I went back to the master class in photography, which almost done. Yeah, so that was just it.
Sorry to stay active person. Does it end in one class? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, if I'm learning something, not just photography now, generally, does it end in the first class? Do I need to, go for another class and go for another one and keep developing myself? Or once I'm done learning one thing, I feel like I'm a boss, I should just be on my own?
Actually, the world we are in, everything is moving. You don't have to just stay static on one thing. Like the creative field that we are in. Like every day passes, every month and everything. Like there are new things comes up, new things come up, new technology, new method, new techniques, new everything new comes up. So you don't have to maintain the photography you learned in 2015. You think it's still in practice. You cannot carry crop sensor camera and still picture right. If I hire you for my event, maybe I have a meeting now, I hire you now bring like those kind of cameras and come. I'll just look at it and say, oh, this. So that's just it. You just need to move.
Keep learning.
Yeah, keep learning.
Then let's talk about your brand and everything that you understand. I would like you at this point to like project yourself to the limelight. Do you get it? Announce yourself. They say visibility is a key to success. You understand? So many of us, we are talented, but we are doing it in our bathroom. We used to sing very well in our bathroom. so I would like you to like shed more light on what you do. You understand? So that in case there are people who needs you, who want us to contact you or whatever, just tell us what you do.
I run a firm called Zoal Entertainment and Creative Concepts. So while we're into many things, I'll just like to tell you about our core, which is entertainment. Zoal Entertainment is a brand that is focused on doing three things, calling the 3 R's. Revealing reality, reflecting that reality, and reforming reality. So we do that through filmmaking, stage productions, script writing, basically anything entertainment, as long as it's within music, theatre and film. Currently we're in the phase of training upcoming artists through the Z8 program, the Zoal Artist and Development Program. It's an 8-week coaching program. It's intense. My maiden cohort will tell you that it's intense. So what do? We train artists to be ready for the entertainment marketplace, because there are artists that will go out and then they are very competent but they lack character. They have character but they don't know how to charge. There are artists that will go out and then they have competence, they have character, but they don't have charisma. So that's what we're there to do for you as an artist, to train you to be ready for the entertainment marketplace, work-wise, work ethics and everything, character-wise, morally, and then also business-wise. I am very passionate about raising creative entrepreneurs, teaching people to earn from their work as creatives. That's basically what we do. We are about to launch our YouTube channel.
Wow.
We want to launch our YouTube channel with our first film. I don't want to jinx it by saying everything right now. Right, but we're about to launch our YouTube channel. It's going to be called Brazen Bold Pictures. And just before I let it go, Zoe was very scripture inspired and very connected with my source. Like Zoe literally means life and light. And that's what we do as an entertainment business. So yeah, that's basically it. Should I talk about that?
Yeah, you're free.
Okay. This year we are coming for creative. I don't care what kind of creative work you do. But this year we are coming for you. And we're coming for you with an event titled, tagged, branded. To be seen is to be heard. Like you said, visibility is key. And if you're anything like me, you will have struggled with visibility for a long time. So it's time to be seen and heard. In that event, we're going to give you facilitators that will train you on how to optimize your skill on creativity and leadership in creativity, and of course in creative entrepreneurship. So we look forward to having you when the flyer is out on the page.
All right, thank you very much. Simon, how about you? Like everything you do, I would like you to shed more light. Let's okay on how you what you do.
Okay, I own a photography brand, which is very visual, that's the word, and what I do, I take pictures, equipment, and anything I do that, and also I make portraits, I make customized
So, where do you see yourself and your brand going to be next, say 5 years? Where do you see yourself?
Okay, the next 5 years I want to be one of the biggest multimedia brand in Nigeria. Next 5 years. I've already pictured that already. I'm working towards it.
How about you, Chris? In the next 5 years, where do you see your brand?
Okay, thank God you were very specific. Where do I see Zoel? I see Zoel on global stage. I believe that if I can have just one man in every entertainment sector, in every arm of entertainment at least, then we have access to creating the kind of change we're looking for. I do entertainment just for change, just so that I can see people become better. I am all out for raising men. So we're talking Oscars, we're talking personal, we're talking goals.
Hallelujah.
Amen. I don't know how that's the thing. I don't know how it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
Sometimes we just say these things, we don't know how.
Do you get? It's just somewhere in my room, on my wall, in my books. I'm talking Forbes. I'm talking having somebody in Hollywood. You know, I'm talking raising artists that can sing live and light. That's what I'm talking about. So in the next 5 years, who knows where you're gonna see me or where you're gonna see Zoe? Where you see us is where you see us.
All right. Okay. Okay, this is now my last question. But we're getting to, if you were to advise the young Nigerian youth right now, students specifically in the university, it might not even necessarily be the university, someone just finished secondary school, what would be your advice to the person?
Good. Alright, so my first advice to every young person in school level right now is entrepreneurship is the way forward. Just look at it, just start something, discover what you're passionate about, and just start. That's my side.
How about you?
Okay. I'm giving this advice like I would give it to myself at 16. That's how young I am. In fact, you're 12, 11. You're making your own money.
Yes.
My child should be making money at like 5 months.
Yes.
Running Fortune 500 company. But this is my advice to you. Start. To start is to start. to stop is to stop, right? You start by starting, you stop by stopping. You see that thing that is distracting you, it's not necessary, right? Start. Next thing I will tell you is don't be afraid of making mistakes. See, make them. In fact, I believe that business is a gamble of mistakes. Make mistakes. Just make sure that you're making mistakes, you're making your mistakes in the right direction, and you're making your mistakes fast enough. Don't allow anything, whether it is pain or pleasure, dictate the decision you are going to make for your life. Be your own boss. If you can, like I said, rid yourself of distractions. If you can get a grip on your body, if you can subject your body to the workings of your mind, you are going to go very far. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Because if it was not hard, everybody would do it.
Yes.
Is it going to be, are there going to be days where you wake up and you question your very existence? Absolutely. But if you can make those decisions that are going to change your life on a daily basis, then you're good to go. The final thing I want to say to you is this: 1% progress makes 100% possible. If you don't win at 1, you can't win at 10. If you don't win at 10, you can't win at 100. Start small. Small is a very beautiful way to start. Start small and then benchmark. Find world-class standards and benchmark against them. And you will find that even in the small things you do, you are very excellent at it, because what you're looking at is bigger than you, right? So that's my advice for you. You are good to go.
Alright. It's looking like I should end this session because I've learned a lot from you guys, I must say, and thank you guys I really thank you guys for coming for this episode. And I'm sure you have done. People watching right now, you have learned one or two things. We will not speak from everything we have said here, but there is one thing that you can build on. It will be the starting that all of us are saying. Just start. Why are you on your bed scrolling Instagram? Just start. Start. But along the way, you will discover more things. You will discover more things about yourself. Like you said earlier, we didn't start. What we are doing now wasn't necessarily what we started with, but we started, and that's when we are here today. So please, viewers at home, just start, and you are definitely going to thank yourself eventually for starting. Thank you guys once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you for honoring our invitation. And I hope if I invite you some other time, you guys will still. Alright, so guys, please click on the subscription button, share this video, let the world hear this, let people hear this. A lot of people need to hear this. Drop a comment about whatever you feel on what we have discussed here, and I'll see you in the next video.